One positive reading experience can make you into a reader. Correct. How do we get kids to read? Should we give them pizza? If you give kids pizza for reading, all you're going to get is a lot of fat kids who don't like to read. If you give someone a reward for doing something that's already pleasant, what you're telling them is that it's not pleasant and that no one would do it without a bribe. He tells the story of this old man who lives in a house, and kids come and play outside. They make a lot of noise, and he wants them to go away. Come back tomorrow and play and make a lot of noise. I'll give you $1. Great. So they do it. Next day he says, okay, 75 cents. All right. Next day, 50 cents. Fine. When it gets down to 10 cents, the kids say, we're not going to do this for a dime. And they never return. We might be extinguishing behavior when we give people rewards. We don't know what happens in the long run, whether children will stop reading because they're not getting the reward anymore. So if we're not going to use bribes, we're not going to use pizza, what are we going to do? Probably the best motivator of reading that we know of is reading itself. Students who are involved in sustained silent reading programs, when you look at how they're doing at the end of the year, they're doing more reading on their own than students who are not in the program. One positive reading experience can make you into a reader. Correct. We did it with 4th graders, 5th graders, 8th graders. One experience that got you into reading. Over half of the subjects said yes, and they told us what the book was. Garfield, I found something better than television. Captain Underpants changed my life. The big one is making sure there is access to books. This is the major thing. We must make sure books are there. And we've done a very poor job in doing this. Children of poverty have practically no access to books. They have fewer books in the home. They have fewer books in their school libraries, and they live in neighborhoods with fewer bookstores. In fact, when you look at wealthy children versus poor children, wealthy children, children of high-income families, one researcher said, are deluged with books. Children of poverty have a hard time finding books anywhere. Let me come to a conclusion. Reading works. We've discovered that reading is good for you. And if we want to encourage reading, by far the big necessary factor, access to books.
Second night I've dreamt about you, babe. I don't know how I should tell you, babe, that lately I get lost thinking about you. I admit that I can't be without